Sprinkle in the fragrant basil and then give it a stir. We will let that reduce for 3 or 4 minutes, stirring constantly so as not to burn. We will reduce that until the sauce has a nice, thick consistency, such as this right here. Megabud flour is sprinkled on top and then stirred into the sauce. The cream will assist in breaking down the trichromes and make the marijuana more palatable. Chef Hans will add a little Parmesan. There we are. And of course, to taste. Chef Hans likes Parmesan, so he's going to add a little bit more. The seared seafood is returned to the sauce. This will equally heat all the ingredients together. It only takes a minute of cooking to do this. That looks good, Chef Hans. Smells good too. The seafood and mega sauce are spooned onto the waiting pasta. That does smell good. It looks good and will taste good too, not to mention its other pleasures. Verit Sala. Our fifth course is something I think you will all like. It's pot pie. Hans, is that with one pot or two? This array of ingredients begins with 4 grams of nice Megabud flour, 1 package of ready-made pie shells, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, a teaspoon of salt, a dash of pepper, a dash of thyme, 2/3 of a cup of chicken broth, 1/2 of a cup of cream, 1½ cup of cooked diced chicken, and 1/2 cup of peas, 1/2 cup of baby carrots, 1 cup of cooked diced potatoes, 1/4 cup of diced onion, and there you are. First, we will make our roux. Placing our dry ingredients into a pan over a medium heat, the flour goes in first. After our flour, we will add some thyme. There's the thyme. This is followed by just a little bit of black pepper. Then a small pinch of salt to taste. Mix it up a bit. 2 tablespoons of regular butter are added to form a thick roux. Simply dissolve the dry ingredients into the melted butter, as you see here. Next, we will add our 2/3 cup of chicken broth, and we will turn our fire up a little bit. Next, we'll add our cream. That's 1/2 of a cup. Stir and bring it to a boil. Once a boil is reached, cook and stir for about another minute. After it's cooked for a minute, we will add our already cooked chicken. 1 1/2 cup. We'll put in our peas, then these beautiful and tasty baby carrots. We'll toss a few of our beans in there. Then we'll add some of our potatoes. After that, our onions. There's the onions. Chef Hans likes those onions. And our Megabud flour. Be sure all of that gets in there, Hans. Not too much. This is blended, removed from the heat, and put into the pie shell. There are just enough ingredients to fill this shell. Spread everything evenly to the edge. No bulges in the center. Now, we will take another ready-made pie crust and use it to cover the top of our pot pie. Simply lay the pie shell over the top like this and use the tips of your fingers to lightly seal the edge of the crust as you slowly turn the pie. Using your thumbs and forefingers, pinch the edge of the crust in this fashion as you slowly turn the pie. This will give you a nice decorative edge, as you see Chef Hans doing right now. Very simple to do. Once that is done, press the edge of the pan with your fingers and you may trim off any excess dough. The extra dough may be used, if you wish, as a decoration for the top of your pie. Chef Hans has made 4 diamonds. He will cut a small slit on the side of each decoration. This will prevent the top of the crust from trapping air beneath it. And there you are. We will now place our pot pie into the oven for approximately 30 minutes, or it will cook at 350 degrees. Thank you, Hans. Let's get our pot pie. It smells really nice. Bring it over here, Hans. When we say pie, we mean pot pie. For our 6th course, lobster. That is 1 lobster tail, some lemon slices, 1/4 cup of regular butter with 1 gram of megabud flour mixed in it, and our red rose garnish. It requires a sharp pair of heavy-duty scissors to cut open the back shell of the lobster tail. This will allow us easy access to the lobster after it is cooked. We have a large pot of boiling water which we have added a lemon cut in half. We will not only put our lobster in the pot, we will also put a little pot in our lobster. Our nice Sensimian Megabud butter will be put into this small saucepan and melted. Into the saucepan. Get it all in there, Hans. We're going to bring the butter to a boil. It'll take just a moment. We'll let it boil for about half a minute. It will get nice and hot and frothy. And that's just the way I like it when I eat my lobster. Is Chef Hans taking a break? I believe he is. The lobster has been cooking for 6 to 8 minutes. Let's see if it is done. We will simply peer inside and check. This lobster is thoroughly cooked. Chef Hans will now take the lobster tail out of its shell. Peel the shell back from the front to the rear. Grab the end of the meat and the shell of the tail, give a tug, and voila! The lemon wedges are placed in the shallow dish in a circle around the lobster. We will add our ornamental rose garnish and, of course, our Megabud butter. And there you are. Just a little bit of lemon for a lobster that will light you up.